Kyoko. For those who don't know me, I am a Japanese living in Japan who is a huge Trump supporter. And for those who know me, I'm so happy to be back right now because I missed you guys. Yeah, I was away for like a month or even longer than that because, as some of you might have noticed, I was helping the election that we just had. And yeah, every day I was going to the office and then to the car, the election car that probably you guys don't have. But yeah, the election result was unfortunate and I have to make a separate video to talk about it because it's a long story to tell. But today I wanted to talk about Trump Senpai! He's in Japan right now! It's so weird for me personally to picture him in Japan right now because he basically lives on the other side of the world, like on the back of the earth. Yeah, right now, me and Trump Senpai are in the same time zone. I thought that there was not a time difference, but when I woke up and when I was in bed, he was making a speech at Yokota base. And I was like, oh, there's still a time difference, so what am I saying? But yeah, I'm so excited right now. Sorry, this is so dumb, but I'm gonna talk about something serious later in this video. I just wanted to share this vibe with you, this high energy with you. I just checked the news online and I saw that Prime Minister Abe gave a hat to President Trump. Now they have matching hats which say "Make Alliance even greater," and I want that hat so much. But it seems that there are only 4 of that because it was a surprise gift from Prime Minister Abe, which was given to Prime Minister Abe, President Trump, and the golfer that they played together today already, and the golf place. So yeah, we need more. But yeah, President Trump came to Japan. I believe he landed on Yokota base. First made a speech at Yokota base, I believe, and after that they played golf together. They are having a conference tomorrow. Also, President Trump is meeting the parents of our symbolic abduction victim named Megumi Yokota, and it's gonna be a huge deal for us. So now President Trump is on the Asian trip while the Antifa in the United States are going crazy. But yeah, Antifa! They are do you remember when President Trump said Antifa for the first time? He said it like Antifa, and it was so funny. Anyway, what was I saying? So yeah, he's now visiting Japan, and I believe he's staying here for 2 nights, and then goes to South Korea for 1 night, and then China for 2 nights, and then after that 2 more countries. Right before coming here, he stopped by at Hawaii and went to Pearl Harbor, and I saw the videos there and stuff, and I think it's very important that, you know, especially before coming to Japan, he visits there and shows some respect for those who sacrificed their lives. But yeah, before President Trump came to Japan, he talked on the phone with our Prime Minister, and it was on the news, and what happened was that North Korea went so crazy. They said that they are going to sink down the whole Japanese island into the sea. Isn't it amazing that just a phone call and just the fact that President Trump is visiting Japan drives them that insane? So yeah, I mean, they've been saying things like that for forever, but like every time something happens they say things like that, so we know like what gets on their nerve. At least they're not crazy enough to launch whatever they can at any time, like randomly, because they are actually calculating things, you know. So I don't think North Korea is dumb or anything, you know, so that's why we need to seriously deal with the country, because the country even has business with other nations and so on. So yeah, and it's gonna get worse when they make deals with terrorists, so which is happening right now, I believe. So yeah, anyway, I pulled the curtain. But yeah, there are many political intentions behind the trip of President Trump to Asia, but what I find important as Japanese are 3 things. 1, the cooperation between Japan and the US, especially on North Korea and on China, and 2, the solution for the abduction problem, and 3, the expectation for President Trump to visit Yasukuni Shrine with Prime Minister Abe. I think the biggest thing that's said about his visit here is North Korea. As for what we think of North Korea, like the possibility of war and their nuclear threat. I'm gonna have to make a separate video because it's gonna be long. As I said at the beginning of this video, there was a national election here in Japan before President Trump's visit to Japan. And his visit is something that we have known for a while, like even before the election. And why do we have the election? Many people say many different things, but we believe that it has a lot to do with North Korea, of course, and we have to make sure that we are politically aligned domestically. And Prime Minister Abe had his intentions like domestic politics wise. But yeah, some of us think that the election was something to be prepared for the war, or to just talk about war with President Trump, like realistically, right? Like there are even reports, like a Nelson report was showing, like, you know, American people have to move the personal assets in Korea and things like that. It might be just the information war and we don't know if it's true, but you know, they're showing some muscle flexing and so forth. So, and yeah, North Korea is catching the information probably, and we're catching that as well. And so we want to make sure that we're on the same page, and we have to make sure that we are going to cooperate no matter what. So, but yeah, Prime Minister Abe had some reason to have the election. He was making an excuse like, oh, this is for the tax rates, consumption tax rate. He said that he's going to ask us on the usage of the tax rates. We're like, what? Yeah, we know that it was about North Korea, but we didn't talk about it at all, which is odd. But North Korea still felt that it was about them, and so that's why they got offended. But still, they've been quiet all the while, like 50 days or something. Yeah, and I also read an article saying that President Trump and Prime Minister Abe are going to work on the final warning against North Korea. So yeah, considering the war. Duterte, he came to Japan beforehand, considering ASEAN. And so they are going to talk about China too, obviously. So the second thing, the abduction problem, as I said, President Trump is meeting the parents of Megumi Yokota. And before President Trump, Ivanka came to Japan. Did you know that? She was all over the news here, and the media talked about her only like for a while. Like, yeah, it was a huge deal, and some people here were even angry at the media because they were not reporting the threats of North Korea. Ivanka had that much impact on the Japanese society, and what was very impressive and surprising for us Japanese was that she wore what we call blue ribbon badge, which is the symbol for the abduction problem. And those who want to rescue the Japanese that are abducted by North Korea and that are in North Korea, we wear the badge. And Ivanka was wearing it in Japan. And at first I was like, is that like a made-up picture that somebody maybe edited the badge or something? But I was wrong. She was actually wearing the badge, and we were so, I can't find the right word in English, but it's kind of like a heartwarming in a way that we have a great friends that can fight together with us. She probably got the badge from Katsunobu Kato, who is in charge of abduction problem. He's a politician, of course. The badge is something that even the leftist politicians here do not wear, but Ivanka did. So yeah, it's a strong message, and probably North Korea is freaking out right now. And the last thing is the Yasukuni Shrine visit. I really want him to go to Yasukuni Shrine by surprise, you know. Prime Minister Abe went to the Arlington cemetery. Basically, even though the system, the culture, things are different, it means what those places mean to both of us is the same. We still are in so-called post-war regime where we are taught the history that we were the bad guy, and that we need to be punished or something like that, and that our leaders were evil, things like that. And it's called Tokyo Saibanshikan. How do you say it? Like the Tokyo trial. It's based on the Tokyo trial. So if President Trump visits Yasukuni Shrine, especially with Prime Minister Abe, it will simply end our post-war regime. I also saw the news that President Trump wondered why Japan didn't attack the missile coming from North Korea when it came the last time, while this country is a nation of bushi, like the samurai warriors, you know, but people are not fighting. And so President Trump said that aloud and it's on the news, and which is amazing, and we are happy to hear that, because it's like a wake-up call for us, you know, that yeah, it's okay for us to fight, but we're taught that fighting and war, all the sorts of things are bad and we're evil, so we shouldn't get armed, and we're brainwashed after the World War II, and we're still feeling like that even today. So yeah, isn't it crazy? The missiles are coming here, like flying over our islands, and Japanese people are still believing that BS. But yeah, regardless of what people expect, Trump administration doesn't mind us being militarily stronger. So it's amazing, you know, even though the situation is really bad, that we have the threats from North Korea and China and Russia and elsewhere, even though the situation is bad, as a nation, we have this opportunity to get more independent and cooperate more with the United States. It's very historical, and it's so great. It feels so good for us, because finally we're getting acknowledged and we're welcomed. So yeah, I really want to thank President Trump. It's really unfortunate that I can't see him in person, even though he is in Japan. I mean, he's a president. You can't just randomly see him just because he's in Japan, but still, I'm the biggest Trump fan in Japan and I can't see him, and I'm so sad. I wanted to do something or try and go see him somehow using my connections and everything, but I was busy fighting in the election, so there'll be a next time, I hope. So I should get going. I am on Patreon, so if you want to financially support me for my activities, please do so. And also follow me on Twitter, and yeah, that's where I reply a lot. So anyway, thank you so much for sticking till the end. I am wanting to talk to you more, so if you have any questions or any topics that you want me to cover, leave them in the comment section and I'm gonna go. So thank you so much for watching, guys. I will talk to you later. Bye. I want to see Trump senpai.